Hey guys, Kyle from Envision here today with another video for you where we're going to be taking a look at three of my favorite announcements from Microsoft Ignite. Ignite was a huge event with all kinds of great new features and products being made available to Microsoft consumers. And today we're just going to be looking at Power Automate Desktop, PowerFX, and some changes to the Power Platform Admin Center. I picked these three out because they all center around this common theme of making the Power Platform way more available and accessible to business users and not just the IT folks of the world. So let's take a look and get started. The first thing that we're going to talk about here is Power Automate Desktop being automatically included in Windows 10 installations moving forward at no additional cost. Microsoft has already put together an amazing blog post on this topic that will walk through all of the nitty-gritty details. But let's take a step back for a second and talk about why this really matters. By having it already installed on local machines, end users are way more likely to discover this tool organically and start to play around with it to build out robotic process automations and take back control of the routine tasks that they're going through on a day-to-day basis. Things like copy-pasting data from a source system into an Excel document to do their own analysis can be fully automated and really save people a lot of time. To show you just how easy this really is, let's pop back over to my laptop and I'll bring up Power Automate Desktop to show you just how nice and clean the user interface is. And even when we're in the process of creating a new flow from scratch, you'll see that we can just drag and drop things from our Actions menu over here on the left, click on the Save button, and then start to build out step-by-step brand new automations. If you want to make it even easier for your end users, they built in a web recorder and a desktop recorder that allow you to just go through the process as you normally would with no changes. And Power Automate will follow everything that you're doing, record that whole process, and build out the flow for you without needing to drag and drop anything or write any kind of code. How amazing is that? The second thing that we're going to talk about today is Microsoft PowerFX. This one is really cool because they took the Microsoft Excel formula syntax that people have been using for years, people are very familiar with it. They built on that to build what was formerly known as Power Apps syntax. It didn't have a name, but the language that was used inside Power Apps. Now they're taking that and putting even more efforts into it to turn it into a full-fledged low-code coding language called PowerFX that is going to be rolled out across the entire unified Power Platform. This means that people can take their existing knowledge, level up just a little bit, and suddenly they have the entire Power Platform at their fingertips. Power Apps, Power Automate, Virtual Agents, and Dataverse are all going to be using this one language as their core language for interacting with the tools, which means that they can get full functionality out of each one of these tools with minimal learning curve required. The third and final thing that we're going to talk about today is Connector Action Control, which is coming out for the Power Platform Admin Center. This is a really amazing feature that is going to allow admins to safely and securely roll out a lot more connectors than they would have previously felt comfortable with by giving them a really granular control of individual actions within that connector. As a great example, the Twitter connector has the ability to both get information from Twitter and post information back as tweets and retweets. As an admin, I might want people to be able to pull information down from Twitter in order to run their own analytics for whatever purpose they might have, but I might not want them to have the ability to post tweets back to Twitter programmatically. Previously, I would have only had two options, either having the Twitter connector turned on or turned off. Connector Action Control allows us to really go down to every individual action inside that connector and enable the ones that we want, like getting data in from Twitter, while disabling the connectors that we don't want, like pushing data back. So that's it, guys. These were three of my favorite announcements from Microsoft Ignite, touching on Power Automate Desktop, PowerFX, and new admin capabilities in the Power Platform Admin Center. I hope you got something useful out of this video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you want to see more content like this. If you have any comments, questions, or want to share your own excitement about some of the great announcements at Ignite, toss those into the comment section below. We would love to hear from you. Thanks for joining, and I will see you in the next video.